Have you ever wondered why that same old injury just keeps popping back up, no matter what you do? Well, we're about to pull back the curtain on a pretty incredible secret about how our bodies work. It's called the kinetic chain.
It's a super frustrating cycle, right? You do everything you're supposed to. You stretch, you ice, you rest. But that nagging pain, whether it's in your knee or your back, it just keeps showing up like an unwanted guest. What if I told you the problem isn't even where the pain is?
Yep, you heard me right. And that's the big mystery we're going to unravel today. The answer lies in a concept that's honestly going to change the way you think about your body forever.
So, let's get into it. The kinetic chain. This is the idea that your body isn't a bunch of separate parts, but one single interconnected unit. And once you really get this, you'll start to see why your knee pain might actually be a foot problem, or that ache in your shoulder could really be coming from your posture. You know, a great way to think about it is like a set of dominoes. When one falls, it kicks off a chain reaction. That, in a nutshell, is the kinetic chain. Like the experts at ISSA explain, every single part of your body is connected, so a problem in one spot can have these massive, far-reaching effects.
And this quote right here from physical therapist Mike Reynolds is pretty much the golden rule. If you're just chasing the pain, you're going to end up running in circles. The real solution, the lasting solution, is finding the source of the problem, which is often hiding in plain sight.
Think about it like this. Instead of a weakest link in a chain, it's more like dropping a pebble into a pond. The ripples are strongest right where the pebble hit, and they get weaker as they spread out. It's the same in your body. A problem in your hip is going to have the biggest impact on your knee and your lower back. So we need to find where that pebble dropped, not just chase the ripples.
Now, to actually fix these issues, we need to understand two key types of movement. First up is the open kinetic chain, or OKC. This is when you're isolating a single muscle, like doing a leg extension at the gym. Your foot is just moving freely in the air. This can be great for targeting a specific weakness, but it's not really how your body moves out in the real world.
And then you've got the other side of the coin, the closed kinetic chain, or CKC. This is when your hands or feet are planted on something solid, like when you do a squat. These are what we call functional movements. They train the entire kinetic chain to work together as a team, and that's how you build real, practical strength and stability. This right here is the key to long-term health.
So how does this actually play out day to day? Let's take a look at how a seemingly tiny little issue can set off a massive chain reaction of problems.
Okay, this is a perfect example of what we call a bottom-up problem. It all starts with your feet. When your arches collapse, or what's called excessive pronation, it's like that first domino tipping over. From there, your knees start to cave in, which then causes your pelvis to tilt forward, and boom! Before you know it, you've got a serious case of low back pain. And it all started with your feet. Crazy, right?
And hey, this isn't just some wild theory. Research has shown for a while now that a misaligned foot can throw off your entire lower body, creating that ripple effect of dysfunction all the way up to your spine.
But it's not just a bottom-up thing. It can go the other way too. Poor posture is a classic top-down issue. I mean, think about how you're sitting right this second. Is your head jutting forward to look at the screen? That puts a ton of strain on your neck and upper back. It is literally a recipe for pain and dysfunction.
And here's the really scary part. Once an injury gets started, your body can get trapped in this vicious cycle. An injury causes inflammation, which then causes your muscles to tighten up and spasm. This creates those nasty knots or adhesions that keep the muscle from working right, which forces other muscles to pick up the slack. And guess what? That just leads to more injury. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy of pain.
Okay, I know that sounds a little bleak, but here's the good news. You do not have to be a victim of your kinetic chain. You can be the master of it. Let's talk about how we can break that cycle and get things back in balance.
The very first step is to play detective. A good professional will look at your posture when you're just standing still. They'll watch the way you walk, and they'll put you through a few movement tests, like an overhead squat. They're looking for clues, hunting for that weak link in your kinetic chain.
And once they find the problem area, they use this simple but incredibly effective 4-step process to fix it. Just remember, release, lengthen, strengthen, and integrate. First, you release those tight muscles, maybe with a foam roller. Then, you lengthen them out with some stretching. After that, you activate and strengthen the weak muscles. And finally, and this is key, you integrate it all together with exercises that teach your body how to move correctly again.
You know, this is a huge shift in thinking. The old way was to just focus on one muscle at a time.
like doing a static stretch for a tight hamstring. The new way is all about looking at the big picture. It's about retraining your entire body to work as a coordinated team, which is the only way to get results that actually last. But does this stuff actually work? Oh yeah, you better believe it. A recent study found that these strategies are an absolute game changer for low back pain. Look at this. In just 4 weeks, people's pain scores were cut by more than half. That's a massive improvement, and it just proves that when you treat the real source of the problem, you get real, lasting relief.
So, what does this all mean for you? Well, it means it's probably time to rethink everything you thought you knew about your body, about your pain, and about how you move through the world.
If you remember just one thing from our time together, please let it be this. Treat the source, not the symptom. Your pain is just a messenger, and a lot of the time, it's not telling you the whole story.
Your body is a symphony, not just a bunch of solo musicians. Every single part has a role to play, and when one is out of tune, it affects the entire orchestra. The kinetic chain is the conductor, and it's time we all started listening to the music. So, what is your body's chain reaction telling you? It's time to start listening. You have the power to rewrite your story one link at a time. The answer is already there, inside you, and it's time to find it.